It's kind of bendy more than breaky.
Yeah, it's like you can't really...
You know what? Yeah, we're going to have black in our teeth too. You know what it's kind of like a packing... Stop eating it then.
Hello and welcome back to the Croak and Crow podcast. I am Spencer Cartier, your Christian meme king.
I am Princess Avalor.
And this here is Sir Frank. And guess what, guys? It's a crossover you never asked for. The Christian meme king came and made a visit to the podcast.
Yes.
I feel like I talk differently when I'm.
How funny.
Yeah, it's like I as soon as I put the crown and robe on, I'm a whole different person. Ha ha! I laugh like that.
Today you're King Friday.
King Friday, guys. It is Friday.
Do you know King Friday?
What?
From Mr. Rogers.
Oh, no, I didn't know.
He's a little hand puppet.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, it's Friday, and we thought it was long overdue to bring the king onto the podcast.
Right.
You know, there's always been separation.
Yes.
There's always been Sunday does not mix with Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Separation of...
Church and...
Kingdom.
Well,
monarchy.
Yeah. I feel like that would be the church. Like, I feel like our Wednesday, Thursday, Friday podcast is like the politics.
Oh.
And then the Sunday podcast.
So you're the prime minister of podcasts in the week.
Yeah, it's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's totally a democracy sort of thing.
Right.
And then Sunday, it's a complete...
Yeah, you're right.
I'm only there. It's a monarchy. Nobody can... You can disagree with me on here all you want.
Right.
On Sunday, nobody can disagree with me.
So on Sunday, you do a Christian meme review.
On Sunday, we do a Christian meme review starring me, the Christian meme king, and we look at Reddit's Christian memes of the week, and we go through them, and we review them.
It's short. It's fun.
It's short and fun and sweet.
But it also has a message.
It also
sometimes you don't try to, but
I don't try. I'm divinely inspired, but it's nice.
It's divinely.
It's fun to do. It's fun to put together. Sometimes it gets a little tough. You know, all the memes. Sometimes, you know, when you're dealing with a subject like Christianity or religion in general, there's always like a
right.
It's like, you know, humor and religion don't always go hand in hand.
Right.
And so sometimes it's digging through a lot of memes that you're like, is this even a joke? Or,
I know.
Or things that are tacky and you can no longer chase the chuckle. Chase the chuckle. That's the thing we said.
Yeah, well, you just get rid of the really obvious ones.
Yeah.
And if somebody did sneak one in there that it was like, haha, you know.
I'll bring it to the attention of the class and I'll banish it with my belt.
But I'm saying, even if you didn't notice, who cares? Because you're still having fun with it.
I'm still having fun with it.
It's also Try-Day Friday.
Remember, I think there's sand in my teeth.
From?
It's like one piece of... probably the beach.
Listen, the perfect thing to go with sand is seaweed.
Oh, wow.
So, I didn't know
Sometimes I say things and you're just like... I swear you have just like things ready to go.
People
think it's like it's set up. Like, you know, like when you watch other podcasts.
Yeah, you're right.
And they introduce like an advertisement. And it's like, it was hard for me to get up this morning. It's like, was it? Have you tried? Wake up tablets.
That's funny. Here. It's seaweed because it's Try-Day Friday. I did not know you had sand in your teeth, but maybe you're about to have more. There we go. Ocean's Halo. You're about to have more sand in your teeth. Maybe.
Are you gonna try it? Is it gluten free, meat free, dairy free?
Yeah. As a good Irish person, they eat kelp, seaweed snacks. I believe that's probably Asian inspired, if not imported.
Yeah, I mean, I just had sushi yesterday, and eat seaweed, so they wrap it.
Right, which I don't love.
Sushi?
I love sushi, but I'm not in love with the wrap.
I got it. Ugh.
Is it soft?
It's very thin and not inviting.
No, I thought it was going to be crispy. And you know what else? Well, it sounds crispy on the microphone.
Oh, wow.
Is it bad? Is it salty?
Savory.
That's okay. That's what it's supposed to be. I would like it crispier.
Very savory.
We don't have anything white to put it near, but it's kind of bendy more than breaky.
Yeah, it's like you can't really...
You know what? Yeah, we're going to have black in our teeth too. You know what it's kind of like a packing... Stop eating it then. Oh yeah, not what I was thinking.
I hate it. Ugh.
You know what? It tastes like fish.
Yeah, it tastes like fish.
They never told me that.
Ugh.
I'm so sorry. You know, it tastes like cod liver oil.
Okay.
You don't know cod liver oil because you had nice parents.
Mm.
My parents, under the guise of us trying to be, of them saying make us healthy, used to give us a spoon of cod liver oil. Now just think, cod is a fish.
Yeah.
I guess it's from their liver. I don't know. It was the grossest thing in the whole entire world.
Yeah.
Parents used to do it to children. I hope they don't do it anymore.
I hope not either. If there's anything like that.
Because you would imagine if you would like burp or whatever,
Ugh.
the fish would come back up. Nowadays they do fish oil tablets, and they're supposed to be super good for you and your brain. But they have, if you read the bottle, it'll say like not, it's odor free or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it tastes.
I don't know if I told you guys, but I was at a little bougie breakfast place where you get these acai bowls. It was like a bowl. It was called papaya bowls. Ever been there? So it was bougie, and I got I don't eat like fruit, so I didn't do any of the bowls. But there they had like oatmeal, and so I got oatmeal, and then I was looking in the refrigerated beverage thing, and I was like, you know what? Let me get a little bougie drink to go with this. Make my morning bougie. I had my crown on at the time, right? And okay, can you put it away? I'm like looking at it.
Where would I put it?
Just like put it under you or something.
When I throw stuff away, you get mad.
And so I got this pink coffee. It was like, I don't even know the brand, but like it was very uppity, expensive. It was like $5 for a little 8-ounce is a coffee. And I taste it. I'm like, what am I tasting? I'm like, it tastes like fish ramen noodle coffee. It was so nasty. And then I looked at it. And I'm like, all right, there has to be something. Like I can't be tasting. And it's like, with added collagen. And I'm like, oh, what's collagen? And I look in the ingredients, and where it's collagen, it tells you where they get it from. And it was like a certain kind of fish, and then it was like collagen, which is good for your nails and bones and teeth and hair. Yeah. But I was like, ew. So this is just straight up fish coffee. Ew. Spent $5 on 8 ounces of fish coffee.
But you have a very sensitive palate. It sounds.
When there's fish introduced to the mix, yeah, I guess you could say so.
All right, so that Try-Day Friday, that was a fail. So it was Failure Friday.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. It's Friday. It's fun Friday. And why are we dressed up like you said? Quick, get dressed as if we're going to attack another kingdom or something. Yeah,
because we talk about the Bible all the time, and if you want to look up on BibleGateway.com,
ever heard of it?
Royalty, king, queen, prince, throne, lands, and everything royalty related.
Yeah.
You will not be disappointed. You will have lots and lots to read. You can take your time and go from the beginning to the end. It's like sprinkled everywhere.
Yes.
Even the priests are considered a royal, like they're a royal department or whatever.
Yeah.
Royalty of the priest, which I guess carried over.
Well, I was like Aaron with the breastplate and stuff. I mean, he wasn't labeled a king, but it was like he was seen as high.
So, and then people kind of get mad at the current
monarch.
No, like the Pope and stuff, because it's very, very regal.
Yes.
He's downplayed that a lot.
He has. Watched 2 popes on Netflix.
Yeah. But if you look back, the popes were
bigger than kings.
Yeah.
They were more influential than kings.
Right. And they acted and dressed and had treasure like kings as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, so how can we talk about the Bible every week and every day and not hit on that one? And since you are a Christian meme king, every Sunday
day
on YouTube.
Here on YouTube, Crook and Crow.
On our channel. Subscribe so that you can know, because you're pretty late putting it out on Sunday. No, I'm just saying. Because if someone checks and it's not there, you don't have to keep checking.
Yeah.
You'll get a...
Hit that bell.
Oh, no. Oh, right. You need the bell for that, right?
I'm burping kale chips.
No, I don't think you'd need the bell for that. I think if you're just subscribed, they tell you, right?
No, you need the bell.
You need the bell. Right. Okay. So I said to myself, well, Frank and I were talking.
Yeah.
And what's on Frank's face? And he's...
Probably kale chips.
Maybe. Okay. You know what?
I bet he would like them.
It is the risk of Try-Day Friday that you might not like it.
Yeah.
And further proving that it's not a setup.
Yeah, definitely not an advertisement.
I'm wondering if I should keep trying different brands to hit on one that you like.
No.
But you just said you like sushi wraps.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like it's like that's just it might as well just be paper. Like
Listen,
it's just
I wasn't in love with the texture, but it was that fish taste that was killing me.
What really got me, like the first 2 bites was like small little bites. I'm like, ooh, savory. It's when I just tried to finish the whole thing.
In our teeth too. You know what it's kind of like a packing. Stop eating it. No, I didn't even try. I spit mine out.
There's a lot of flavor and a little crisp.
And you know what we could have used? The Royal Taster.
Oh, yes.
The Royal Taster.
The Royal Taster.
Who I'm guessing was really looking for poison.
Dropped dead. The king said, I'm not going to eat that.
But I wonder also if they knew my preferences and they would say, she's not going to like that. Take it away.
I bet if you had a good Royal Taster.
Yeah.
And a good king, I feel like
I'm going to say that they were more for what I'm saying than they were for poison.
Okay.
What do you think?
No.
Really? You think the poison was that prevalent? Like, what kind of security do you have? That like that's your last line of defense?
Well, yeah, but I mean, if
it's a slow acting? Like, how much in advance is this man eating?
Yeah, maybe it was just like maybe it's just you're given the role of taster, but in reality, you're also just a cook. Like, was it a person who sat beside him, like all he did, or was one of the cooks the taster and like before every meal goes out, make sure it's not rotten, it's not.
I don't know.
It's not, not flavorful.
We need a royal historian.
We do.
To bring us up to date. I've watched some royal, not royal. Was it royal? Really rich people, old time menus. Have you ever seen this?
No.
There used to be a show, and they would find these extremely old menus of extremely big estates, and they would try to like recreate it.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you didn't even have the ingredients anymore, but what happened towards the end of that age of opulence was the food was being created to be more and more wow factor. And so like they're like, this isn't even going to taste good.
Yeah.
They just wanted like the biggest structure or like the oddest whatever
assortment of this is from
or rare.
Yeah, the tribes of the rainforest.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that was that. But yeah, so as for the Bible,
the
King of Kings is Jesus.
Yeah. Jesus, the King of Kings.
Prince of Peace.
So you kind of jumped. I figured that would be
because when you looked at me, I thought, oh God, he's saying I'm going on too long about the
Oh, no. But yeah, I think, King of Kings, you didn't even talk about any of the kings.
The kings.
So immediately what I
know who you're. Oh, okay. Remember Dora? Let's stop. Who do you think Spencer's going to refer to when we're talking about biblical kings?
King David is not what I was going to say.
Really?
No, I wasn't. I was
his son.
No.
Color me. I'm confused.
I am talking about King Saul.
Don't even know him. I heard of him, but
that's who David became king after.
Oh, so it was Saul, David, Solomon.
Yes. So Saul was the king, and God he was anointed by God to be king, and the high priest made him king. But if you remember, one thing about kings in the Bible is God loves the kings.
Yeah. He's
the one who puts them into power, but there's always this, which David knew very well, is you're still servant to the Lord.
Right.
You're a messenger. And so it was that one battle that Saul had where God said, take nothing, leave no prisoners.
Okay.
Sounds rough, but it was saying
Old Testament, we got to.
But also it was more than like, kill them all.
Okay.
It was, the prisoners would be taken as slaves to work.
Okay.
The things that weren't burned would be taken as, and so take no wealth from this.
Okay.
Like, this is a biblical attack, like this is for our future as a kingdom or what will become Israel, whatever. And then Saul didn't listen. He kept prisoners and his people kept things. And then God was like, that was not cool.
The people who don't listen.
Lot's
wife.
Yeah, Lot's wife turned
Eve.
around. Eve ate that apple.
Saul,
he didn't kill everyone.
What's this bad little boy in the beginning?
Cain and Abel?
Yeah.
I don't know which one's the bad one.
Raising Cain. I always know the bad one because the term raising Cain means you're causing trouble.
So then God was like, you are not the true king. There will be a king after you who will be my guy. And that is David. And then you see David rise up in the ranks with Saul. Saul was the king at the time when David was a boy who killed Goliath.
Okay.
So he got close. He became the best. That's when Saul got jealous because they used to go in battles and David would just go off.
This is coming back to me now.
Yeah, David would go off and then so they'd go back into the kingdom and people would be like, Saul, Saul. And then as soon as David walked in, the cheers grew louder. And it was like, you would hear,
Norm from Cheers.
If Saul took off, or Saul, got 100 scalps, I think they were referring to. And then it was like, well, if Saul got 100, then David got 1,000. And it was like, Saul wasn't very happy, pretty bitter. David ended up marrying Saul's wife. Saul's daughter.
Okay. I was like, David is quite the scoundrel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Married Saul's daughter, but Saul didn't want him to. So that's when he said, if you bring him back this many scalps, I'm going to keep saying scalps, I don't know. And David beat it. And so he married his wife.
His daughter.
Yeah, sorry. David's wife. First wife. Saul got mad, tried to kill David a couple times, but God was always watching David's back. But the cool thing about David is, so David ran away. He said, F this ish, I'm out. And he ran away. And then so he sort of built up a following himself. And the men he was surrounded by would always say, we can go kill him. We can, yeah, it was like, it's us versus them. We got David. You're the true king. You're meant to be king. And David always said, he said, do not touch that man. He is one of God's anointed.
Okay. So it's God's timing, not mine. Yeah.
Yeah. So even though Saul tried to kill him, David knew he was meant to be the true king. He always had
that's a really good lesson in life.
Yeah. He always held a reverence for Saul.
Okay.
He said, he is what God put that crown on his head.
Yeah.
Nobody will take it off but God.
Okay.
And they killed him. And
David's people didn't listen?
I'm pretty sure then the person who killed him, David had killed. I could be making all of this
The disobedience in this story.
Yeah. And so then David became king. And he, like I said, he got it right where Saul got it wrong. Where
at the very least of our podcast, when people fact check us, they are reading the Bible. Yeah. So that's how we get them to.
Yeah, we should start saying really crazy things to make people start looking at the Bible.
Right.
Then David became king. And obviously, he always knew he was a servant to God. And then he would always do everything for him. Did he mess up a couple times? Yeah. And even though God loved him, his little discipline here and there.
Right.
Like, hey, you, why did they kill their son? Oh, because he killed his best friend, had his best friend die, not best friend, like best soldier.
Yeah.
Because he was in love with his wife.
Put him in harm's way. Yeah.
God was like, okay, we're going to take the firstborn. But after that, it was all good. Only other thing we know was the temple, to the God's temple.
Right. So that was Solomon.
Well, yeah, but
no,
it was Solomon.
Okay.
But David was like, I'm going to build you the temple.
Okay.
And then God once again told him, this is not for you to do.
Right. So tell me, I know you love David, but didn't God say, isn't it written in the Bible that Solomon was he was a more important king than David? Wasn't God like, okay, David, I love you, you're the best, and da-da-da, but your son will be the king.
Yes. Well, yeah, because David had faith.
Okay.
And he was
flawed, though.
He was flawed with faith. Or not flawed with faith. He was like, his biggest thing was
carrying them. Yeah.
Yeah. God, I feel like put him above all others because of his unwavering faith and his love for the Lord, but he had his flaws.
Okay.
Where Solomon, from an early age, was granted the wisdom.
God, right.
And so he was the known as the wise king.
Right.
And it was that heavenly wisdom that I think is what is why God had him create the temple instead.
Okay.
And yeah, and I think that's that. That's that on my little story of the three kings.
Interesting. Because now you put me in mind of the three kings of the Christmas story.
Three kings of the Christmas story. Not the same kings, but three kings nonetheless.
Interesting.
And then if you just keep following the lineage down, you get me. Just direct line.
So, direct line.
Jesus is from a direct line from David.
But why was he such a carpenter's son? Like, why was he couldn't even...
It was a long time.
It was such a long time. So the kings weren't being made anymore? Or did he have...
No, but there would be sons of sons of sons
Got
of sons
you.
of sons.
Like how it breaks off, like Harry. If you think of the England at this time, there's William, and then George is his son. Harry has now broken off, and his son Archie. And it was just, okay.
So, yeah.
Right. Not every one person had one person. That's crazy.
No. So, yeah. Kings in the Bible, I feel like it was never, down with the king, down with the king. It was always... God would put the faithful kings on a pedestal because they are on earth and they are able to do things, if they have a connection to the Lord.
Right. That
pushes an entire groups of people to the right way. And now that we can get to Jesus, who is known as the King of Kings. Right. And that is why. Because unlike the other kings who were...
Oh, right. It's not an earthly...
royalty. You're the kings on earth. Will give you, God gives them all in charge of land and the people, and they are in power. But where Jesus is the King of Kings, he is the King of. That's what God always is, and it's the people before him that were the good kings that knew, even before Jesus, that God was the King of Kings and the ruler over everything, the true King.
And what I like also in the Bible is, I don't know if I like it or not, but once again, just like the story of Job. I don't like a depressing story, and I don't like that somebody had to go through something bad, but knowing he did makes our life bearable, especially when we feel especially oppressed.
Yeah.
With the kings in the Bible, sometimes there were bad kings.
Yes.
And God knew that. And he when you read it, it'll say like that this person was kind of despicable. You're getting a headache.
Yeah, it's really tight.
Just take it off. Yeah, I like it like that Jughead. What's it called? Riverdale.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get a headache from it.
It's heavy. It's heavy as a head who wears the crown.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing. I mean, it says it all in the Bible of how hard it is to be a king.
Right.
And so don't think like, oh, well, why did God pick these people over this? Like, it makes it very clear the weight on your shoulders to be. And there was people who didn't want the responsibility. And it was like, and that was the thing. Like sometimes when God chose these people, it's like, I don't have the strength. I don't have the wisdom. And it's like,
you're put in harm's way.
Yeah. It's like, well, through me, you will have all these things.
Right.
And so.
Absolutely. And we can look at, in the UK, the British
monarchy,
where you have these people who have this lineage and the Queen of England, and now she's going to have her son Charles will be the King of England, and his son William will be the king, blah, blah, blah. And you think, oh, they're so fancy. They're so lucky. They're so this and that, right?
Yeah.
But if you take the situation with Harry and Meghan, you will see from Meghan's point of view that it's way better to be a non-royal celebrity multimillionaire.
Yeah.
Because you don't have all of the, you're not being audited at every minute.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean IRS. I mean by the people, by the press.
Yeah, and you can't say what you want or do what you want.
You can't buy what you want. You can't travel private jet if you want.
Yeah.
I think that's a great example of putting people into perspective of no.
Yeah, especially in the Bible, because like when you think like, oh, we should all be powerful, and it's like it was never really a great thing to be king. It was always very tough, a lot of work. It took a lot of faith for the good kings. It was easy for the okay people to turn into bad kings.
Right.
So
as I was saying, when there were periods of time that the king was bad, it wasn't, oh no, what has happened or how will we continue on or whatever. It was like, it's a period.
Yeah.
And this is when he will be it'll be his reign and then it'll be over. So in our current day, when we don't like our leader, or when we think that, this is bad or whatever. It's just always comforting to know that everything happened in the Bible.
Yeah. No, definitely. And you saw that with Saul, and David saw it clearly, where they were like, well, why aren't you the king now? And it's like,
right.
Because it's not time. One of God's anointed is still in charge. And then, what about King Herod?
King Herod.
He was a pretty nasty guy.
King Herod. Refresh me.
King Herod is the king who was in power when Jesus was born.
King Herod. Gosh, it sounds so familiar, but I can't.
He was the king who wanted the baby Jesus killed.
Oh, okay.
And so
he put out a decree across the land.
Yes, because he heard that there is the King of Kings is being born.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Christmas story. He's hearing, because you have all your royal advisors.
All your royal advisors.
And they're like, there's a king coming, better than any king that's ever been, like beyond. And so he's like, not on my watch.
Not on my watch, he said.
Easily, we're just going to kill all the babies. God. Sorry. It's not funny, but, it's
the easiest method.
It's quite the plan there.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
It didn't work. Because you know why? He was just a human king. Yeah. And you can't control things like that.
And he acted out of fear.
He could have been a noble king who accepted that, like the three wise men. Right. So were they kings, or were they just...
Well, they were...
Because you hear three kings.
We three kings from Orient are bearing gifts.
We traveled afar.
I don't know. I think you want it to be called Nebuchadnezzar. No, not Nebuchadnezzar. Balthazar, who was one of the kings.
Yeah, Nebuchadnezzar was the pharaoh.
Okay.
When they were...
You want it to be Balthazar.
Yeah.
Were they kings? I don't know.
Or was that like something given them after? Like they've been kinged, but like not.
Yeah, right. But they had access to the best gifts in the land.
We knew they're wise. We knew they were like some kind of
wise men don't usually like translate into gold, frankincense, and
yeah, maybe they were kings. I don't know, but let's just say they are for the sake of this argument of like we have no. It's not like all the kings were bad. It's like you had King Herod, and then you had these three wise men.
Right.
One of them are revered in the Bible and are an essential part of the Christmas story. Mm-hmm. The other one is the tyrant who was out of fear, not accepting the fact that there could be others. Where these three wise men, they bowed their knee and said, "Right, this is the King of Kings," just as a baby.
I saw a really interesting portion of the coronation of Queen Elizabeth, where her husband had to bow to her because everyone has to bow to the queen.
Yeah. And he was just a guy.
And he could never become, king. He had to stay prince. But at the time, the 19-whatevers.
Yeah.
50s. I don't know when it was. But he did it. Prince Philip. His name escaped me.
But yes, I mean, that's kings in the Bible. I'm a king not in the Bible. I definitely feel the weight of the crown sometimes. Yeah. At the same time, I feel like I have a little power. Yeah. When I ring that bell to stop tyranny and hypocrisy, I just feel a little bit more empowered by this crown on my head.
Yeah. Yeah. And a kingdom doesn't have to have fences or walls or troops. Mm-hmm. It's how far you're reaching. And I do feel that you're reaching further and further every time that you talk about having beliefs on earth of a higher power.
Yes. Yeah, maybe everyone should have a little king, queen in them. Mm-hmm. Hold yourself to a little bit of a standard. And, of course. And instead of always looking up, see of what your small kingdom, who you can influence. And be the royalty in your own.
How could you not be royalty if the King of Kings died for you?
And said, you're all my children.
We're
all in the direct lineage of the crown, baby.
So it's not even, I'm going to pretend or I'm going to buy a plastic tiara at the dollar store. Dollar store is who should be sponsoring me.
Yeah.
Yours is not the dollar store.
No, mine is from Cartier Jewelers.
Passed down. But from smaller headed people, I think, because it looks like you're getting headed.
I know. I'm learning too much as I'm wearing it, and it's just my head just keeps getting bigger and bigger. But that was Faithful Friday. What is it today?
It was Friday. I don't want to remind you about the seaweed. So it was Royal Friday.
Royal Friday, guys. And if you're like, wow, Spencer, please don't go. No, stop. Don't go. No, you look so good in that crown.
Right. More. We want to see more.
Don't worry about it. It's only Friday, which means Saturday, Sunday. In 2 days, you're going to see this face again, up close and personal.
Yeah. Alone.
4K.
Spotlight.
Call it in 4K for the Christian meme review. So if you haven't watched it yet, I think this week should be the first time. Wait, no, sorry. Totally wrong. This week is a Catholic meme review.
Really?
Yeah. It's for the first time. We've done plenty over, I don't know, tens and tens of Christian meme reviews. For the first time, we switched it up and did a Catholic meme review.
Oh.
So maybe check out last week's, and then you can check out this week's. If you've never seen it before, if you do watch every week, then hey, we're trying something different. But just
know that if you see it, if you see it this week and if one more day, that's unusual.
Yes.
It's a one-off.
Yes, it's a one-off. It's not normally a Catholic meme review.
Okay.
It's a Christian meme review. But that's that. So go out and rule your kingdom with an iron fist and a loving heart. Peace.